before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, rule well and teach well and taught us this truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with your brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth, right, in sincerity and in faith. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash, Barakatham, to you brothers. The title of this lesson, this video of Mystery of the Spirit, Power of Yahweh Shai. The title is this place is through. It's an understatement, right? Because this place, Babylon the Great, aka America, is fucking through. Us saying, okay, this place is through, this place is done, that's an understatement, man. This place is basically, it's basically ripe for the picking. Right? This place is at an all-time low. Okay, America, aka Babylon the Great. And that's biblical prophecy. Right? The Lord taking this place and turning it upside down, that's prophecy. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and get into this precept that I have pulled up. Lord's will is edifying. So this is Isaiah 24 and 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Alright, so, even though this place is on its way to being completely just annihilated, it already is basically, this place is just ready to be destroyed. It's just ripe. It's ready. Right, like how it speaks on in the book of Amos. Right, it speaks about a basket of summer fruit. This place, Babylon the Great, aka America, is ready. Alright, perfectly set up. Alright, to be destroyed. Verse 12, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And eventually, once again, this place is going to be, completely destroyed by thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. Alright, or thousands upon thousands warheads. Right? And it's perfectly ready. It's perfectly ready. We just waiting for that sea hip to come around on a worldwide scale. Okay, and then boom. Things are gonna roll downhill very quickly from there. That's what we're waiting for. Okay, we are the, here at Great Millstone, like the elder apostles like to say, here at Great Millstone, we are the ultimate haters, right? Because we hate Babylon the Great, aka America. We hate Esau Edom. We hate the heathen. Right now, we hate 2/3 of our own people. Them niggas ain't right. Alright, they gotta go on this side and then come back to the ones of the elect. And Jake said, Jake loved to say, "Oh man, it's like that." It's like that. It's like that. 2/3 of our people gotta fucking go, because you just have different interactions with people, and it's something that's constantly said in the mind all the time, every day. We're constantly thinking about, okay, yeah, these people are fucking through, and this place is gonna be destroyed. We're constantly thinking about that. That's what's constantly in our head. Hey, this through. You might see some construction on the side of the road. You thinking in your head, shit, they might as well just put the shovels up. This place through. Right? He says, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. And it's all the old ways, when things were quote unquote good, those are all gone. Those are gone. This place is a shell of its former self. Right, that's why the scriptures say, "Come out of her, my people." Right, speaking about the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, spiritually coming out of Babylon the Great, aka America. Right, to leave this place in your spirit and in your mind. Right, because this place don't mean you no good. It ain't gonna do nothing but, poison you. Being here, that's why we need the Lord, Yahweh Shai, to deliver us from about in this fucking place, man. We need that. We need the salvation that comes from the Lord. No other salvation is going to do. Right? We need the Lord. We need the Lord to get us out of this situation. All right, because it's getting continually, it's getting bad out here. It's continuing to get worse. It's just everywhere. No matter where you go, you could go to any major city, you could go to any small town. It don't matter. Ultimately, this place through everything. Fucking, it's a shitty existence. In Babylon the Great, right? Everything is poison. Food is poison. The music is poison. Okay, everybody's proud for no reason. You'll see people just walking around proud as hell for no reason. Like this bitch can't get completely destroyed. And this place is through. Once again, circling back, to the title. To say that this place is through it's an understatement. Oh, and the water Yabba Shem Shai, the lightning struck. Lightning had a strike on that one. That's the spirit. Because it's dark days ahead. It ain't no good days in Babylon the Great left. This bitch is through. And ultimately it's going to be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord. Now let's get book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse 21. It says, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." You know, so this place, okay, it's going to be thrown down with violence. It's finna get to the point, all right, where you're going to have people in the streets going crazy. You know, when the Lord shows up, man, these people are going to be in for a rude awakening. All right, with violence, with intense violence, this place is going to be completely thrown down. You know? Let's get a little bit more into this. It says, "And the voice of the harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee." You know, at one point, everybody wanted to, you know, follow the beat of America. Everybody wanted to be American and live life as an American, right? And have that American influence. Now look at it. This place, everybody hates Babylon the Great, except for the Babylonians, so-called Americans. You have Israelites, right? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that constantly say, you know, they're American. That's what they consider themselves, right? Which basically they're saying that they're Babylonian, right? They're saying that they are an Egyptian, you know? Because spiritually, this place is Sodom and Egypt. Continuing down, it says, "And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee." Yeah, through. And the scriptures speak about the grinding ceasing. Okay. Where are the, you know, all the different professions, where they at? Now you got AI. You know, you don't have a tailor, you know, you don't have a tailor to, you know, custom tailor a suit. You know, whatever the case is, you just take a picture on your phone. They got an app for that. They just do the measurements for you. Right? Different builders, different, you know, now they got robots doing it. You got 3D printed houses. And it's only going to get worse. All right, circling back to the title. Okay, understatement. Through, you know. Through, that's a light word. This place, man, and may Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Harakak Kodash destroy this goddamn place. Babylon the Great, aka America. We're gonna keep asking and praying and begging the Lord to do that. Alright, we can't do it. We don't have the power to do that. But the Lord can. The Lord can do that. The Lord is going to save his elect. Deliver them from this treacherous and evil people. Right? The Edomites, the heathen, right? The other nations. 2/3 of Israel. We got to be delivered from them as well. Because they basically come in with the same vibe as the heathen. They pushing the same agendas. Right? The heathen in the 2/3, they worshiping the same gods. They operating in the same manner. Alright, and that matters, man, because it's nothing that we can learn from the heathen. Alright, we showed the heathen everything they know. Okay, everything that you see the heathen doing, they basically copying Jake, whether that's the way they talk, the way they dress, the way they walk. Everybody wants to be the Israelites. Verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. These bright, smiling ass faces. You know, people happy and shit. That's out the window. Right, the people are waxing cold. People are waxing colder now more than ever. You know, the average person just arrogant, evil. You know, just wicked. Which the heathen has always been the heathen. So that's not, nothing to be surprised about. Yet, the heathen is waxing worse. It's waxing worse and worse. They get worse and worse, and they can't even see it for real. They can't see that. Hey, they're falling. They're basically non-existent. Even the heathen, the structure of the heathen, the household of the heathen, that shit crumbling. That shit is through. Right? For what they did against the children of Israel. Right? So part of the punishment, for you take a part in our rape, robbery, and murder continuously. Now look at you. Now you're going to die here in Babylon the Great as a heathen. That's part of your punishment. Dying here. Because all the heathen that are here in Babylon the Great, they're going to die. They're going to be completely destroyed by thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. Not one heathen is going to be beamed up. Alright, and if they look like a heathen and they were beamed up, then that means that they were Israelite. Specifically the elect of the nation of Israel, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the elect. It ain't about nobody else but the elect of the nation of Israel. That's who the Lord is dealing with. 100% fully. The Lord is dealing with the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord's will were of the elect, from the elder apostle to on down. Because we have the eyes to see. The Lord has given us the spiritual eyes to see. The spiritual ears to hear. We can see it clear as day. It's the heathen that has no idea what's coming up next. Right? 2/3 of Israel, they have no idea what's coming up next. Okay, yet the elect know, the elect can see. Right? It can visualize the prophecies. Like the elder apostle Kabar constantly says, when you read the scriptures, you got to visualize what you're reading. We're constantly visualizing that. Alright? Through as America, no matter where you go, It's through. You can go anywhere. Go anywhere in America. It's tapped out. It's done. Okay. And I'm gonna skip down to 24. Revelation 18 and 24. And in her, America, was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. So they're going to, delete some of us. Some of us are going to be, beheaded, for refusing to see him. Okay, and that's all part of it. That's all part of this. That's all part of this truth. Is that, hey, some of us, that's what's going to happen to us. Yet we also know, okay, that some of us are not going to have to deal with that. We also know that all of the heathen is going to perish here in Babylon the Great. That's a great feeling. That makes you smile, knowing that the heathen is going to get burnt the hell up. And that the elect of the nation of Israel is going to prevail, right, by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai saving them. A true victory. And that day, that's going to be like the greatest day ever for us. When the Lord returns, and saves his elect, right? Right? The children of Israel, more specifically the elect, are like a beautiful woman. Okay? Being washed, renewed, okay, and then being put in the position to be taken as a wife, beautified, and that's the opportunity, that's the golden opportunity that we have, right? Being in this truth is a golden opportunity, better than any opportunity. This is better than any job, any sort of profession, right? Nothing is better serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakadash in sincerity and in faith, and with the 100% accurate doctrine that comes from the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down. This place, it's an understatement, man, to say that this place is through. This place is super through, right? Mega through. All the extra through words, man. We're gonna continue to pray for the downfall of this place and the upliftment of the elect of the nation of Israel. May you brothers out on the highways and byways, right, doing your lessons day in and day out. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakudash bless you brothers and watch over you brothers in these times, man, because we in some super evil times. Lord is constantly revealing that to us, that, hey, it's only going to get worse and worse. Yet, it's going to get better and better for the elect, in the sense that we get closer and closer to being saved. Lord's will we be of the elect. Alright? So with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone GMS, who rule well and teach well, taught us his truth, as well as a sincere salutation to the elder bishops, along with you brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Harakakodash watch over you brothers and grant you brothers mercy and blessings to you and your household. Alright, so abad the ball and Kwame Shalom. Shalom.